Football Giants. Sean O'Hara, what does this mean for the porous Dallas Cowboy defense?
Well, Sterling, it means that Eli Manning's got to get that football out a little bit quicker, and it means that Will Beaty's going to have his hands full trying to block that guy.
Let's play a complete game today. Offense, defense, y'all boys on special teams. Let's root each other on.
Hand off Jacobs. He runs left to the goal line. Touchdown, Giants.
That's three. That's three? All right, cool.
Colzine takes the snap. Pass intercepted as he threw it right. Picked off by a jumping Jason Pierre-Paul.
I called it. Are you mic'd up? I called it. I hope you mic'd up. That called it, bro. I called it, bro. He was in the huddle saying, I'm going to pick this.
What'd you say the other day in the huddle?
Let's crush those Packers.
Okay, I still like that kid. Even though he yelled, I still like that kid. The New York Football Giants playing host to the Dallas Cowboys, and Brian Baldinger, forget records. This is a division game.
It's a division game, and the Giants are a hot team. And why are they hot? Why are they turning this thing around? Well, it started with Eli Manning not turning the ball over. Really, the first 6 weeks, it's really just this simple right now. First 6 losses, 15 interceptions by Eli. The last 4 wins, he's turned it over twice right now. And really, it's a lot of things. The offensive line is more stable. 4th week in a row now, they're going to play together. And I think Kevin Gilbride has made some concessions in the passing game, Sean. I mean, heavy play action right now. You're going to see this right now. It's just all slants right now. You're going to get Victor Cruz right here, a little separation. They're getting the looks that they want defensively right now. Eli's getting the ball out of his hands much quicker. And so you're going to catch a safety rotation right here. I mean, pre-snap, Eli is still about as good as there is in this league. And recognizing what it is, what they're going to do, he sees A.J. Hawk right here, turning his back to him right now, so he's going to come right behind him here, hit his tight end right now. So you allow Eli to get a clean picture pre-snap. You get a stable offensive line. You get a little more run action right now. Even this right here. What's this protection right now, Sean?
Yeah, this is 80 protection right here.
80 protection. You got the back of the tight end over here. He knows the backside's protected. So a guy like Victor Cruz can run a little stick nod here on Clay Matthews. Going to beat him. These are the type of throws that Eli's getting. He's not turning it over right now, Sean. I like the Giants in this game. I like the way they're playing. Defensively, they've been sound. I think this is the Giants' game to win. Maybe they're 5th in a row.
Yeah, their defense has been the catalyst. But, Baldy, you mentioned Eli playing better, and I totally agree with you. But to me, it's the guy named Hakeem Nicks, their number 1 receiver. He's got to show up. He's got to be the Week 1 Nicks that we saw against the Dallas Cowboys. And here's what they game played for, Sterling. Listen, play action pass. Baldy mentioned it, pulling in the linebackers. You create all that space in the middle of the field. And if you're going to give Hakeem Nicks that big of a cushion, you have to attack him. You have to get him the football on that slant route. Give him yards after the catch. That's what they need to do. Get Hakeem Nicks. Okay, not just on the outside. Bring him into the slot. Because Hakeem Nicks has a great feel for this defense. And
is he healthy enough to do this, though, Sean?
Well, he's healthy enough. I think they have to force him, they have to force the ball to him. Get him involved early, because I think he kind of gets into a funk. And plays like that where he can sit down in his zone, easy. Now look at this great release right here. This is what Hakeem Nicks brings to this passing game. The slant right here, but look at how he catches this football, Sterling. I mean, catches it with his hand outside of his body. He doesn't let that ball get in there. That's what allows him to run after catching the football. Look, Victor Cruz doesn't have a touchdown catch since week 4. Hakeem Nicks doesn't have a touchdown catch all season long. That has to change, because Ruben Randall, he's done a good job, but he can't carry that offense.
Really? Well, I just might have the remedy for those lack of touchdowns receiving. Jerry Jones hinted this week that he may have been wrong in firing Rob Ryan. So let's take a look at the numbers.
All right.
Dead last in total yards, dead last in passing yardage, 29th versus the run, but it gets better. It gets better. Eli Manning, this is a good stat for you. 4 quarterbacks have thrown for 400 yards against the Dallas Cowboys or more this season.
An NFL record.
That's Drew Brees threw for 392 the last time we saw the Cowboys. And how about this? An NFL record allowed 40 first downs. I think the Cowboys only ran 43 plays.
I agree with Jerry.
The Giants may get exactly what they need in this game from the Cowboy defense. We got even more on this game because it's a big division game. Maybe one game out. When you look at the New York Football Giants, all you think is defense, right? And you know who sets the table for them. If the front 4 does its job, everybody else looks great. Who knows this Giant defense better than their defensive coordinator? And Perry Fewell is going to tell you that if the defensive line plays well, sets the table for everyone else.
We truly believe that the front and the back end must work together in order for us to be successful.
Are you backed up? I hope you backed up.
Unlike any football team that I've been associated with, Our defensive line is the leader of our unit.
Chased and sacked by Tuck.
But our defensive line really drives the train for us.
He's going to get sacked back at the 15 by JPP.
We have good pass rushers. They set the tone.
I called it. Because, bro, you understand? The guard, if I didn't wait out there, it's over. He lining like this. You know what I'm saying? And he playing out. That's the thing they did last time. So, not waiting. When last somebody find out you trying to learn some football?
So when you have those tools and you have those talents, you want to use those talents to the best of your ability. We can win football games with 4 pass rushers.
Snap to Tolzien. Quick throw on the left side. Intercepted by the Giants defensive end. Jason Pierre-Paul returns it for a touchdown.
You know, Perry Fewell was absolutely correct. He talked about it right upstairs in our war room where we spend a lot of hours every week breaking a lot of tape down. And so when you look at this turnaround that the Giants are under right now, it started with their defensive line. And look what they've done to some of the league's best running backs so far this season. I mean, Eddie Lacy last week, 14 carries, 27 yards. Shady McCoy had a rough day against the Giants. Adrian Peterson, 13 carries, 28 yards. So when I look at their turnaround, I say, okay, last week they knew they had to shut down Eddie Lacy. So what do? Green Bay right now is going to run the wide receiver motion. What it does is you freeze right here. They want to run to this bubble, right? You got JPP outside here. You got Cullen Jenkins on the nose. That's where Eddie Lacy wants to go. So watch what the Giants do right here. You know, like it's just a freeze right now. They got what they want. They got sitting right here on John Beeson, but here comes Jenkins off a block. Here comes JPP off a block. You can't stop a runner unless you can defeat the blocks. Watch how you close that hole. That's beautiful stuff right there. All right, we're just taking a couple plays right now. But watch Kiwanuka right here and watch Mike Patterson right here. They're going to take on double teams right now. All right, so how do you take on a double team to flip blanket? Freeze it. They're eating up double teams right here. They're staying alive. They're corkscrewing their knee down the ground. It allows Keith Rivers to come in, beat the tight end right here, and take Eddie Lacy down. Their turnaround, this 4-0 turnaround, I don't believe it's over. I believe that they beat the Dallas Cowboys. They make them one-dimensional this week, Sean. But when you watch this defense right now, even JPP got into the action last week.
He did. He showed up to play, and he's going to be the guy that has to step up. Sterling talked about the front four sets the table. And listen, it's all laid out there. And guess what? According to JPP, what they're serving for dinner is a little bit of blood. Because he said there will be blood. Well, here's the thing. In week 1, I tell you what, Tyron Smith, he got the best of JPP. He did a great job with his hands inside. Look at this punch right here. Look at the anchor right there, Baldy. Now, listen, JPP, I mean, in his defense, you know, he didn't have any participate in training camp. I thought he was a little bit out of shape.
Bad back.
But he needs to do a better job than he did right here. And look, you know you're doing a good job as an offensive lineman if the defensive lineman is jumping, trying to bat the ball out. I need you to stop the rush. But Tyron Smith, I mean, he got after JPP. And I know JPP has to be watching this film saying, I've got to find a way to beat my one-on-one.
It's a good game within a game this Sunday.
Yeah, this is going to be a great matchup to watch. And here's JPP trying to beat him on the speed rush. Tyron Smith does a great job with the punch.
The corner.
You know, runs him right around. And, you know, JPP didn't seem to have his legs, but that's a matchup I'm really looking forward to watching because if JPP has a big game and he can get to Tony Romo, Sterling, that's a big difference in this game.
Guys, you're looking at this all wrong.
Why?
You're getting all specific and technical. This game's simple. Hey, the Giants haven't given up a touchdown pass since week 6. The Cowboys, Tony Romo has thrown a touchdown pass at least one in every single game. If they keep Tony Romo from throwing a touchdown pass,
the Giants win.
They win the game.
Brilliant.
If Tony Romo throws 3 touchdown passes, Cowboys win.
Okay.
So the matchup is simple. All you got to do is do not allow the Dallas Cowboys to throw touchdown passes, and the Giants are going to win the football game. And let me tell you, Tony Romo's getting in the end zone. He's playing well. Regardless of what the rest of the team's doing, Tony Romo is playing well. And let me tell you something. This is a fact sheet just for the New York Football Giants. 80 teams have started 0-6. None have made the playoffs.
All right.
233 teams have started 4-6. 12 have made the playoffs. Matt Millen, you got a team that's looking to make the playoffs as well when you look at San Francisco and Washington, right? Guys. And let's start off talking about the worst pass defense in football. What is the answer the Cowboys going to have for Victor Cruz?
Well, I think DeMarcus Ware getting back will help. No pass rush. And, you know, look, Orlando Scandrick's going to get Cruz in the slot. At least you got a veteran guy there. We know who he is.
Well, I think their only answer is get pressure on Eli. Because if he's shown that he'll throw that football a little bit early, he'll kind of bail out on some throws. And that's what they got to try to get him into.
Can Dez Bryant carry this load for the Cowboy offense?
He's got to do more than he's done, Sterling. In the last 2 games, he doesn't have a touchdown catch.
Oh, that's not good.
So, he needs to perform bigger. It's a big stage this weekend. Great chance for him to come back and show the NFL what he's all about.
Well, I think for Dez, when he doesn't get involved early on, he kind of goes into a little bit of a funk. So I think Terrence Williams going to have to step up.
Yeah.
Jason Witten always seems to have a big game against the Giants.
Okay, here's a good question. What answer do the Rams have for Mark?